So in Sutherland, which is in the Scottish Highlands, parents warned their little ones that a dangerous Kelpie hunted children down by the loch. Under no circumstances were they allowed to play near the water, but that wasn't going to stop them. They wanted to see this ferocious beast for themselves. On one Sunday, a group of 8 children skipped church and sneaked down to the side of the loch, and as they were playing in the shallows, a gentle paddling sound came from behind them. They slowly turned, terrified but excited to see what they would find. It wasn't a monster, it was a majestic stallion, and relief filled the air. Suddenly, the horse kneeled down beside them and seemed to beckon them to climb on, and one by one, the children hopped aboard, and before long there were 7 on the horse's back. Its back seemed to get longer each time to accommodate more. The only one who didn't jump on the horse's back was a child named Dougal. Dougal's mother had terrified him with lots of Scottish Kelpie legends. However, there was something strangely inviting about the animal, and he couldn't seem to resist it as he edged closer. Dougal reached out and touched the horse's coat with just one finger and immediately felt something strange surge through his body. With the last of his willpower, Dougal pulled out a little knife and chopped off his own finger. The Kelpie roared enraged, reared up with the other children on its back, and galloped into the water. Soon it had disappeared below the surface along with Dougal's finger and all of his friends. The Kelpie's origin is fundamentally practical and moral, stemming from the dangers inherent in the Scottish landscape. The primary origins of the Kelpie is a highly effective cautionary tale designed to keep children and unwary travelers away from the dangers of deep, fast-flowing water. Before effective rescue methods or clear safety warnings existed, telling terrifying stories about a beautiful horse that could cement you onto its back and drag you to a watery grave was the best way to enforce safety around treacherous lakes and rivers. A river or loch can look placid and inviting one moment and then become a powerful, deadly force the next. The Kelpie embodies the capricious and violent nature of water. The Kelpie's shape-shifting from a docile horse to a hungry monster perfectly mirrors this sudden, fatal unpredictability, and the Kelpie is often confused with or considered a less powerful cousin of the each-uisge, or the each-uisge. This is generally the most malevolent of the Scottish water horses. The each-uisge specifically inhabits saltwater lochs in the sea and is universally considered more dangerous as it devours the entire body of its victim, whereas the Kelpie is considered confined to fresh water. The idea that a deadly spirit takes the form of an attractive creature, like a horse or a handsome man, to lure victims is common in many European traditional folklore stories and folk tales, symbolizing the danger that hides behind deceptive beauty. This aligns the Kelpie with other deceptive figures in Gaelic lore, and in some darker interpretations, the Kelpie may originate from the spiritual need of a specific body of water to receive a yearly human sacrifice. Its attacks are not merely random acts of malice, but the forced fulfillment of an ancient, terrible contract between the land and the spirit world. The origin of the name Kelpie is highly significant because it grounds the fantastical creature in the reality of rural Scottish life, specifically its strong association with livestock and agriculture. The term is believed to be derived from the Gaelic word calpach, which translates roughly to heifer or colt. So this choice of name reinforces that the Kelpie's horse form is not just a random disguise. It's a direct mockery of a valuable working animal. By taking the form of a familiar, trusted farm animal, the Kelpie exploits the villagers' everyday need for and comfort with horses, turning a symbol of domestic reliability into a bait for death. It also highlights the tension between the safety of the village and the deadly anarchy of the wild waterways. The Kelpie's horse disguise is not accidental. It is a masterpiece of deceptive lore built on human familiarity. Its most common and famous form is the beautiful placid horse or pony, specifically designed to look tempting and approachable. Crucially, the Kelpie's hide is often described as being damp, sleek, and enticingly glossy, and its mane will appear perpetually wet, suggesting it has merely wandered out of the water. This presentation is highly effective bait, particularly for unwary children and lonely travelers who see not a monster, but a powerful lost animal they feel compelled to ride or lead to safety, making the Kelpie's very appearance a fatal invitation. The Kelpie is also masterful at deception, often using small details to sell its lie and completely disarm any suspicion. Its horse forms sometimes appear already equipped with a false appearance of tack, a saddle or bridle, that looks worn or handmade. It's actually constructed from rushes, reeds, and soggy river weeds. This detail is critical because it encourages riders to believe that the horse is merely lost or abandoned rather than a predatory spirit. The presence of tack, however crude, suggests ownership and domestication, directly disguising the fatal trap of its sticky hide and making the Kelpie seem like an opportunity to rescue rather than a terrifying invitation to drown. The subtlety of the Kelpie's disguise is betrayed by a crucial auditory detail, the sound of a hammer. When in its seemingly placid horse form, the Kelpie's gait is said to be instantly recognizable because it does not make the typical clip-clop sound of a mortal horse. Instead, its footsteps reportedly sound like the loud, echoing strike of a blacksmith's hammer against metal. This chilling, unnatural sound immediately betrays its otherworldly nature and serves as a powerful sonic warning to listeners that they are not hearing a common horse, but a creature made of elemental power and malice. This distinctive sound aligns with its weakness, subtly linking the creature's presence to the very forged iron that can ultimately enslave it. The Kelpie's hunting strategy is chillingly unique and demonstrates its extreme malice and vast unnatural hunger. Unlike most solitary predatory spirits, the Kelpie frequently preys on multiple victims at once. It uses its shape-shifting magic to enlarge its back to an impossible length, allowing it to easily accommodate children or people who are foolish enough to mount it at the same time. Once they are all seated, its hide instantly becomes stickier than pitch, sealing the entire group fast, and then it gallops directly into the deepest part of the loch, dragging the entire group beneath the waves to drown and devour them. This macabre detail highlights the Kelpie's hunger is not for sustenance but for chaos and high body counts, making it one of the most ruthless spirits in Scottish folklore. The Kelpie's predatory cycle is often initiated by a chilling sound of warning that carries across a loch or river before the creature is even seen. When the Kelpie is preparing to hunt or has just secured a victim, its chaotic spiritual energy can manifest as terrifying and unnatural sounds designed to instill panic or lure the curious. Its true cries are said to be unlike normal animals. They may sound like a man or woman wailing in desperate distress, or a horse neighing loudly right before a storm breaks. These unsettling vocalizations serve as a terrifying, undeniable warning to keep away from the water's edge. But the Kelpie is clever, and the sound also acts as a lure, drawing compassionate, brave, or foolish mortals to the riverbank where the horse form waits to seal their fate. The ultimate horrifying endgame for the Kelpie begins the moment a victim decides to approach it. Driven by a fatal curiosity or desire to help, this is the fatal attraction. The Kelpie's single primary goal is to lure a victim onto its back, and once a person or a group of children, thanks to its ability to enlarge its back, mounts the horse, the trap is sprung, and the Kelpie's beautiful hide cements the rider to its back. I've already said that. This instantaneous transformation from alluring mount to inescapable prison ensures the victim has no chance to dismount, fight back, or realize the mistake they've made before the Kelpie dashes directly into the water. The climax of the Kelpie's predatory cycle is the instant transformation, a terrifying spectacle of chaos and speed. After securing its victim with its sticky hide, the Kelpie wastes absolutely no time in enjoying its prize. It gallops into the deepest, most turbulent part of the water, making sure that no one can be rescued or escape. And as it submerges, the beautiful horse form instantly dissolves, transforming back into its monstrous true nature, often described as a powerful serpentine, half human, half horse, with the eyes of green flame. This final chilling form is dedicated to one purpose: to violently drown and devour the riders, leaving only minimal gruesome evidence. The gruesome end of a Kelpie encounter is confirmed by the terrifying evidence of the feast. And this detail is crucial to the folklore as it serves as a final, unmistakable warning. Unlike a simple drowning, the Kelpie is rumored to be a cannibalistic spirit that eats its victim's flesh. However, it almost always leaves behind two crucial symbolic organs, the heart and the liver. These remnants are the only parts that float to the surface of the water as gruesome evidence of its feast. This specific detail emphasizes the spirit's focus on consuming the bodily components associated with life and vitality, reinforcing its true monstrous and non-human nature, leaving no doubt that a death was not accidental but the result of a deliberate, violent consumption. So there is a way to neutralize and even control a Kelpie. If a mortal can manage to slip a specific bridle or harness onto the horse, they gain permanent mastery over the spirit, forcing it to work as a powerful, tireless beast of burden. The specific bridle of controlling a Kelpie is often described as being made from cold, consecrated iron and etched with religious or protective symbols. If a mortal is strong, fast, and clever enough to seize the Kelpie's mane and slip the enchanted bridle onto its head, the spirit is permanently subdued and becomes a powerful, obedient servant and used for hauling heavy stones or working the mill. Like many water spirits, the Kelpie myth primarily serves as a practical moral purpose, to warn children away from playing near fast-flowing rivers or deep, treacherous lochs, using fear to reinforce safety. The existence of the regional name variations across the highlands and islands is a powerful testament to just how deeply ingrained and geographically diverse the fear of malevolent water spirits is within Scottish folklore. While the term Kelpie is widely recognized from the freshwater horse, different bodies of water in coastal regions have their own unique, localized names and characteristics for similar threats. For instance, the fierce tidal race between the Outer Hebrides is rumored to be the domain of the Blue Men of the Minch, or storm Kelpies, who challenge passing sailors to rhyming contests to sink their ships. Likewise, the each-uisge is often reserved for a far more dangerous carnivorous water horse that dwells in saltwater lochs, and this rich tapestry of names proves that every dangerous stretch of Scottish water, be it a river, loch, or coastal strait, has its own specific named predator designed to enforce a local rule of fear and safety. Well, there's your myth of the day, the Kelpie. Have a good day. Like it if you like it. Like, subscribe, comment. Talk to you soon.